More than 6 million children in the United States participate in martial arts, and now MMA, or mixed martial arts, is skyrocketing in popularity. But what if we told you that kids as young as 4 years old are taking part in this highly physical sport? In tonight's special report of Kids in a Cage, WMBF News anchor Heather Byance digs into the controversy.
This is WMBF News Today.
While more and more kids are catching this MMA craze, there's a growing controversy over how young is too young to expose these kids. And some worry that they'll take the skills they learn in the ring out onto the streets. Knee jabs, high kicks, punches, and just raw aggression is a typical day in the ring for mixed martial arts fighters. But now, imagine your kid in there. Here it starts out like a typical children's martial arts class, seasoned instructors leading warm-ups and drills.
Give me some turnaround side kick!
But gym owner Bunny Hawkersmith's class in Winchester, Tennessee is gaining worldwide attention, all because of what happens when the lights go off, the cage goes up,
Great shot, great show!
and boys and girls as young as 4 go in.
All the public sees is children in a cage fighting. And when they see children in a cage and they see them on the ground grappling and rolling around, they get, oh, child abuse.
When Hawkersmith started the class 3 years ago, he adapted the rules to be safer for children, meaning there's no punches to the face or hits to the body.
When there's rules in place and there's licensed people and organized and structured program, it's a safe sport.
Fitness Edge MMA in the Grand Strand is a watered-down version of Hawkersmith's controversial class.
Once I get my knee behind there.
Here, professional fighter and instructor Chris Kane says he's been on the fence to beefing up his class for the younger group, but surprisingly, it's not for the fear of exposing them to it.
As far as training and stuff, I could definitely see where I could move them into maybe doing some ground and pound drills, like having a kid on top of another kid trying to punch while a kid on bottom's defending. But as far as the actual fighting, I wouldn't encourage them to do that. I'd much rather them go do other tournaments.
Kane thinks the younger kids would benefit more from the fundamentals of jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, or Muay Thai before moving into MMA fighting. Regardless, 4 days a week, kids as young as 6 show up,
1, 2.
lacing up their boxing gloves.
If you could find anything else that would build confidence like this, I would tell kids to go do it in a heartbeat. But this is the only thing I've found.
We asked Dr. Michael Lawley of the Orthopedic Center what long-term effects a sport like MMA could have on a child's developing body. His answer was surprising, saying this MMA class was no more risky than any other martial arts class. Lawley says he's more concerned about the psychological effects on young children.
Is that healthy for the developing psyche of a child? That's a question we should ask.
And because the sport is so new, there's not enough research to definitely answer that question. But for parents like Rick Rush, he is seeing a surge in his son's confidence and commitment. And although he'll admit that he and his wife had concerns at first, he says knowing his son is prepared for whatever comes his way at school or in the streets, it really allows him to sleep better at night.
It's something you see more and more out there in the public and schools. They see it on TV. They're not going to get away from it, so why not get them in a position that they're better able to handle it? Not necessarily that to better win a fight, but just to, mentally be prepared for that.
Fitness Edge MMA is encouraging anyone to come out and watch one of their classes in Conway so you can see firsthand the safety procedures they have in place to make sure your kids stay safe. Supporters of MMA fighting say every new sport introduced to kids, they go through these growing pains, and they're confident in time that children's MMA will take off and become mainstream. Reporting in the studio tonight, I'm Heather Byance for WMBF News.